Welcome back, everyone. It's David Deutsch and Simon Severino. Today, we look at what's not working, at failures that we have seen in marketing happening this week. But here's the catch: people were able to turn those lemons into lemonade. And that's what we want to share with you. If you're having a tough time in marketing, this is your episode. Stay until the end because David will share what he is seeing when teams have a really hard boundaries, hard conditions, hard situations. He will find a few teams that have turned that into a positive. And then I will share some things that teams have been doing under hard conditions and turn them into a positive. So make sure you are here until the end. David, which lemons have been turned into lemonade?
Well, this is, as we're recording this, the World Cup just ended. And the interesting thing is neither Simon nor I are soccer fans. But to me, and to both of us, it's very fascinating from a marketing point of view, the whole marketing of the World Cup, how it's promoted, how brands advertise during it. And one of the most interesting things for me was that the stadiums where they had the events had to cover up all their advertising. So if it was the Verizon Stadium, it had to cover up that it said Verizon. For the Levi's, there's a Levi's jeans stadium. They had to cover up the Levi logo. And
For people
the
watching,
Levi,
this is how Levi's had to cover up, right?
yeah. And even a lot of the other places where they did it, you couldn't even see the Levi under it. You couldn't read the Levi's at all. And
That's tough
so
for a brand.
that very, yeah, that very distinctive shape, they took that shape with the sheets over it where they covered it up and they put it on t-shirts. They made it into a whole thing. People aren't going to know. People will know. People aren't going to know. People will know, which is kind of a little internet meme that they have out there. Um,
You make
but
your people to insiders or outsiders, and then now you have a secret together. Will everybody else find it out? You're building a relationship.
Yeah, exactly. People wanted to wear the t-shirt because it was kind of like, well, I know what this means, and people would say, what does that mean? What does that say? Nobody will know. And you've got a t-shirt with a funny looking shape on it, right? And then other people were like, oh, that's the Levi's logo that they had to cover up, and there's a little, excuse me, little laugh together. So that's just, to me, that's just such a perfect example of Levi's could have said, oh, wait a minute, we paid a lot of money to have our name on this damn stadium, right? Or they could have just said, oh, too bad, it's in the contract, we can't have our name. Too bad the World Cup's going on and no one will know it's our stadium. And instead they did something about it. And I think a lot of times if you look at something going wrong, right? Like sometimes we make mistakes, we put out the wrong video, we have a technical screw up. Well, maybe a technical screw up means that you can post the video twice, or maybe it means you have something interesting to talk about. Oh, haha, we screwed up, and here's the story of what happened and what we learned from it. There's always some way to, you know, there's a certain amount of authenticity that comes from that. People are interested. Oh, look, Simon and David mess up just like we do. Um, there was another example of that too. I realize that it connects to another story. The whole we have something here in the States, and I'm going to massacre the pronunciation, cyclospora infections on lettuce, right? They found that there's this horrible parasite on lettuce. So a lot of the lettuce was recalled, and this was it hard hit the fast food restaurants like Taco Bell that use shredded lettuce because it was their supplier that was affected by this, one of their factories. And Taco Bell just went all out, right? They discounted. They said, okay, we have tacos and stuff without lettuce. We're going to put extra cheese on it, and we're only going to charge $1. And we're running, these specials. They did a lot of social media about how, thank you for sticking by us, and we're going to stick by you just like we always have. We're not going to have any lettuce until this whole thing straightens out. And so they used it for an opportunity to make some sales because they ran some specials. And they use it as an opportunity to also bond with their customers further, to show, to be authentic, to be straightforward, to be, transparent is the word I'm looking for, to be transparent. And I think people felt that. And I think that'll go a long way toward helping Taco Bell in the future, how they handled this.
Totally. What I've seen in terms of lemons is teams have shown me some very bad emails that their AI sent out. And then it was a
Hmm.
crisis like, oh my God, it took us 25 years to build a reputation, and now the AI sends this slop content. And they turned this lemon situation into a lemonade by saying, okay, Simon, let's sit down. We want to really understand what is good copy, what is good messaging, what is good communication with our client. Now we see the relevance. Now we will take the time and actually become really good at this. So help us. And we did a few rounds. So we looked at their current process on how they craft those messages. And we started doing 5 rounds of improvements. And those 5 rounds became a repeatable process. So they turned what was a crisis into an actual opportunity, because we pushed this away and we avoided this for too long, taking communication
Hmm.
seriously. Now we want to get really good at it, because when we get good at it, then we can teach the AI what to do. So we took a full week, went really, really deep, and also the groups that we coach, they also got this 4 rounds, and I'm going to share 1 round with people. It's part of what really Levi's did. You turn it by
Hmm.
saying, well, you and I, we know something, the others don't know something. So will they catch up or not? Will they know or not? You're creating insiders and outsiders. That's status. And status is one of the core, because if I'm an insider, I'm one leg up. I'm one up. And if you're outside, it feels very different. So you're creating status. And status is one of the 9 components that we used in round 4. So we did 5 rounds of improving copy, and we showed them how to improve the copy. And we turned it into skills that they can plug into their Cloud Code, so that Cloud Code basically knows how to help you improve your copy. And round
Right.
4, I've selected round 4 because of your Levi's example. So in round 4, the copy, I shared this with our clients and also in the Sprint Club. In round 4, we look at a copy and improve it to hit as many of the 9 emotions as possible. Because in the end, communication is emotional, as we just saw with Levis.
Hmm.
And in the end, people buy for emotional reasons, and then they find rational arguments for it. But the decision is really emotional in the first place, and it happens rather quickly,
Yeah.
rather on a guts level. So the 9 emotions
Yeah.
that
I
we
mean, it's,
picked to make copy better is
mhm.
vanity, greed, lust, fear, relief, addiction, nostalgia, novelty, and envy. If you can
Mhm.
hit, if you write an email and then you cross check it and you do a few rounds and you realize that it hits only 2 of those emotions, that's a weak email. And so you rewrite it
Right.
until you can hit maybe 7 or 8 of those. Now it's a
Mhm.
much stronger email, right? It's an email you can't almost, you don't want to stop reading it. It's like a great novel. because
Yeah. I mean, this is a great example of how to, that you're not talking about anything customer facing in a way. It's not like you sent out something that said, oh, we messed up. We sent out an AI email. It was too much.
no,
You
totally
used it
customer
internally.
facing. Yeah, yeah, totally
Yeah.
customer facing.
No, I mean, it's not like you did something like Levi's where you put something on t-shirts and went out to customers. You used it to improve your internal process. You used it as a way to improve how you do emails. So that's two kinds of things that you can do with making things into lemonade, right? You could either use it as an opportunity to promote, an opportunity to better communicate with customers, or you could use it internally to say, okay, we're going to change our process now. This shows us something about what we could do better.
Yes. And they have now, they're equipped with 5 plugins. They put them in Cloud Code, they write an email, and then they run 5 iterations on that.
Hmm.
So now, after like 10 minutes, because yes, it takes like 200,000 tokens to compute that, but it takes really 10 minutes. So you put it up, you write an email, you put it up,
Yeah.
you go and grab a coffee. 10 minutes later, when you come back, you have an amazing email and you can send it. So we turned
Hmm.
that lemon, which was really a terrible client facing situation. We just sent a really bad email to our actual
Hmm.
clients, but we turned it into a positive because now they decided we are going to get really good at this thing. We,
Right.
because most of my
Used it
clients,
to.
they're not marketers, they're not salespeople, they're just people having an amazing service and an amazing
Mhm.
product. And that's what they love doing. And so when I say, hey, we have to take marketing more seriously, they go, no, no, that's what marketers think. We don't think that. But after that situation, they went, oh, yeah, now I get it. Yeah, we want to be really good. We decided we're going to get really good at this.
Mhm. So you can use things as an opportunity for public relations. You can use things as an opportunity for improving your internal capabilities, how you do things. There's a couple of famous examples in advertising where people took a lemon and turned it into lemonade, like Avis Rent-A-Car, famous example from the 1960s, where they were the number two rent-a-car company, and they turned that into an advantage by saying we're number two. We try harder,
We actually care.
right? Yeah, so they flipped it, right? We care. We try harder because we're number two. When Volkswagen came out with their small little Volkswagen, also in the 1960s, it was a very small car, right? Which you could see as a disadvantage. You could say, "Oh, it's small. What are we going to do? Let's photograph it so it looks big." But instead, they embraced it, right? They said, "Think small," right? Small means, low gas costs. Small means you can get around easily. Small means you can get into small parking spaces, right? So it was all the advantages of a small car.
This is how
So
you can turn lemons into lemonades this week, guys. And if you're having lemons situations, let us know. David Deutsch, Simon Severino, give us your lemons. We want to turn them into
yeah.
lemonade. If it's marketing, if it's sales, give us your lemons situations. We're happy to turn them into lemonade. Keep rolling, everyone.